right, good morning. It is June 12th. It is 5:55 a.m. We came to the decision to take the Forest Service road down into Sad Valley instead of taking the trail because we read some far out comments and that there was still sketchy snow on this last stretch, and we decided that our level of comfort with scrambling around snowfields has been exceeded and we want to be safe. So we are hiking, we think maybe 11 or 12 miles down this Forest Service road. And last night we originally thought we might camp at the campsite next to where the trail intersects this road. However, when we went down to the pipe spring to collect water, there was a pile of trash and a deer nibbling on this pile of trash. And then as we went back up and to the campsite and started making our supper, the deer came back like 5 times and we had to chase after it, and that didn't seem to deter the deer. So if the deer was that unafraid of us, we were also concerned that the trash might attract bears and who knows what other critters. So we decided, rather than we probably wouldn't have gotten any sleep with all of that going on. So we decided to start hiking down the Forest Service road, and we cowboy camped on the side of the Forest Service road, which isn't ideal, but it did the trick. And because we cowboy camped, we were able to get out of camp at 4:38 a.m. So we are hoofing it down this Forest Service road, and we are planning on having pancakes at the Sad Valley Cafe. They have a challenge there that if you can eat 5 pounds of pancakes, you'll get them for free. Do we believe that we can achieve this challenge? We do not. So we're just gonna buy the appropriate amount of pancake that we can actually eat without feeling completely sick. And Southern Minnesota guy is gonna meet us at the cafe. So even though we're not on the Pacific Crest Trail, it still is quite beautiful along this Forest Service road. There are a whole bunch of cool rock outcroppings and some different plants that we were enjoying. I think they're called butterfly bush, that are purple and white and kind of a lighter purple. And we saw what we think were some sweet peas and madrone tree. And actually just down the road from where we camped last night, there was a couple of very pretty waterfalls. So even though it isn't technically the PCT, it still is a very lovely walk this morning. Would you like to add anything, Blue Magic?
I don't think so.
Looking
forward to the town day.
Woohoo! Pancakes! Let's go! So here are some of the butterfly bush that I was talking about earlier, and beautiful, like I said, whites and light purples, and I don't see any of the darker purples, but there were some back up the road. And we were just talking about yesterday, so much of the trail was overgrown with the beautiful manzanita bush, but it's not so beautiful when it's scraping up your legs. And then there was kind of a low growing oak, or the leaves looked like oak, and that really scratched us up, even with our hiking pants on. But the lupine were like so lovely to walk through, so we were happy when we were able to walk through lupine area. There's also what we think might be madrone trees. And you can see the valleys on the other side of the creek here. We're following the side, we're not sure how to pronounce it, creek all the way down. And you can see quite a lot of dead trees over there. So we are very, very grateful not to be having to climb over blowdowns today. We just saw a bear on the road, and when it saw us, it ran across the road and down the valley. So we're gonna walk very carefully. Well, last night when we chose our cowboy camping spot, we weren't able to find a good tree for a bear hang, but luckily, because we had eaten a good majority of our food, we were able to consolidate both m.y.t.h and my food into my bear can. And then we found a nice little nook in the rock face on the other down the road from where we were camping. So we tucked it in a little nook because I've heard that if you put your bear can at the edge of a cliff or embankment, the bear will roll the bear can down the embankment, and then in hopes of breaking it. So we were glad to be able to find a little nook in the rock that kind of held it in there. Not even 5 minutes past seeing that past bear, we just heard another noise on the upslope side of the road, and we clacked and shouted, "Hey bear," and we did not actually see anything, we just heard a noise. So we're not sure if that was another bear or if it was just really a big bird or something else entirely. But this has turned out to be a very exciting morning on what I thought might be kind of a boring walk.
One boring day. Just one.
Just one.
When was our last boring day? Boring.
We didn't come out here for boring.
We did not. That is the truth. That is the truth. High adventure.
Yes, adventure. It is quite windy and chilly today. We are a little surprised by how cool it is. We were toasty warm in our cowboy camping setup, but as we were walking along, the wind is keeping us cool. So, motivation to keep on keeping on. So as we've been walking down the Forest Service Road, we're following along the Seaide Creek, and we can hear the sound of running water, and we just came to a curve in the road, and we can see the beautiful little waterfalls. Nothing so big as the waterfall that we were camping before last night, but it was too dark this morning to get any footage of that one. But it's quite lovely to hear the rushing water as we're walking along. We've been walking along the Forest Service Road for quite a long time, and it's feeling like forever. And m.y.t.h looked over and said, "That deer looks really real," thinking it was a lawn ornament. Well, no, for real, it's for real. Just hanging out under the porch, chillaxing. We are very, very excited to get to the cafe and have some pancakes. We're getting close. This is the wrap up on June 12th. Left camp super early at 4:38 because we were motivated to get into Sead Valley to go to the cafe, which you can see behind me, which has the most amazing pancakes. I got the blueberry pancakes, eggs and bacon, and it was excellent. Would highly recommend. 5 stars. And now Southern Minnesota guy is gonna take us back, and we're gonna take showers and do laundry and do all the fun resupply and everything else that you get to do on a 0 day tomorrow. So until next time, come along with me as I hike slow, take a lot of pictures, and eat a lot of snacks. Thanks for watching.